Welcome to The Wandering Bard. I am Jeremy Grafe, and I will be your host here this evening. I am joined by the ever-helpful House Elf 1 behind the production desk.
It's me.
It's her.
I'm right here.
So we have a lot of ground to cover this week, musically, and some fun stories. I forgot to turn on my magic chat screen over here.
Magic chat screen.
So pay no attention to me for just a moment, now that I have all your attention. Excellent.
I could share a story.
Oh, can you now?
Yeah, I was dubbed a sinner at the New Jersey Renaissance Fair.
So at least the day wasn't a total bust.
Yeah. I had to wear a clothespin that said sinner on it. Well, I didn't have to, but I mean...
You were a good sport about it.
Yeah, I was a good sport about it, you know. Anyway.
Yeah, we had a really fun day. If you've never been... they only do 2 weekends. Well, they only did 2 weekends this year. Maybe next year they'll expand because it sounded like attendance had been really good for their run this season. So kudos to them. And hopefully they'll be back for more than just 2 weekends next year. Because
record-breaking day.
Yeah.
Man, a record-breaking day.
Super charming fair. They deserve a record-breaking day.
Yeah, and we actually saw a lot of people that we see from the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, like fans and also cast members and things like that.
Yeah.
It was cool.
It was like a family outing.
And Misha's saying, there's a Ren Fair in New Jersey?
It's a true story.
I heard that there's a new Renaissance Fair in Putnam?
North Jersey. Yeah, Putnam.
Putnam, New Jersey. We got told.
Yeah, the Kingdom Fair. That runs for 10 weeks.
Yeah, we just heard about this one.
And that sounds like it's a blast. I ran into some ready friends who are also working that festival. And it's the first year for Kingdom Fair. So, pretty cool that something new is taking off and people are digging it. So it sounds like they're doing pretty well too. But we're going to talk a little about the New Jersey Fair here and again a little bit later in the show. But for now, we've got a bit more music. So what was one of your favorite things all day at New Jersey Ren Fair, dear?
I did not prep for that question. I am never good on the spot when I have to think about something that was the best thing of the day.
All right. I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it, and I'll share a couple of my favorite things.
Yeah.
I thought it was really fun just to be at a festival hanging out for a little bit. And like right at the top of the day, we got to see Paulo Garbanzo's show, which is one of my favorite shows on circuit. And it was so good to be able to actually see him. And it was the guy is a comic genius. I mean, in addition to having an incredible amount of control as a juggler, the guy is just hilarious, like really smart comedy. And if you don't know, I did a really good interview with him a little over a year ago. If you hop over to the YouTube channel and look at the playlist, Garden of Mutual Delights, I interviewed Paul, and it was a really good time. Very insightful into like how he sets things up, but it was just great to see him perform and not feel guilty because I should have been working or rushed to get somewhere else. It was just great to see that. So that was one of my favorite things. If you want to talk now about one of your favorite things, Lori.
Well, they're asking about how I got dubbed a sinner. There is a independent act that is called Temperance Below, and she is a nun that walks around with the sign that says the Almighty despises, and it changes. So basically, for entering the New Jersey, because she doesn't like New Jersey, for entering the festival 1, and then for having lunch, because then the sign changed to the Almighty despises lunch. And there was multiple other things like kittens and puppies, and it was pretty it was pretty ridiculous. But she is very, very funny.
Yeah,
her theatrical faces were fantastic. So
true story.
And yeah, it was just nice to be out at a fair that isn't our home fair, so Jeremy and I could be together and hang out at a fair.
Oh yeah, there was that too.
And like, eat all the food, and there were like these amazing samosas and
Oh yeah, the Kenyan booth. Do you
Kenyan-
remember the name of the booth?
I think it was like Kenyan Life or something. It was just really good Kenyan food. So something really cool like that. Just hanging out all day and seeing friends, and yeah, just being out. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a gorgeous day.
It was perfect.
I mean, it was like 80 degrees, low humidity. Just a great day to be out. Well, yeah. Shame. Yeah, Judith, she was not quite as miserable as all that, but think of like, I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't Game of Thrones.
It was more like History of the World Part 1, Miserable Puritan. But they never got to that part. That was later. That would have been History of the World Part 2, which I'm still waiting for. Well met, my own true love. Well met, cried he. I've just returned from the salt sea. All for the love of thee. Well, I could have married the king's daughter dear. She would have married me. But I have forsaken her crowns of gold. All for the love of thee. Well, if you could have married the king's daughter dear, I know you are to blame. For I am married to a house carpenter, and I find him a nice young man. Oh, will you forsake your house carpenter and go along with me? Take you to where the grass grows green, banks of the salt sea. Well, if I should forsake my house carpenter and go along with thee, what have you got to maintain me on? Keep me from poverty. Six ships all out to sea, 7 more upon dry land, 110 more brave sailormen will be at your command. So she picked up her own prepaid kisses, she gave them free. Said, stay right here with my house carpenter and keep him good company. Well, they had not been gone about 2 weeks, and the wind wasn't free, for our fair lady began to weep. She was most bitterly. Well met, my house carpenter. Well met, cried she. I've just returned from the salt sea. All for the love of thee. All for the love of thee. All for the love of thee. Yeah, Spaceballs. So, fun fact, a few weeks ago when Jeff Wolfthal, Craig Wiley, Lori, and I did a really fine outing at a Star Wars and astronomy trivia at Artifice Brewery up the street. Our team was Spaceballs. the trivia team. So
I was writing that. Well, I was trying to text that as I'm very slow at typing, in case you haven't noticed. It's really, really bad.
yeah, good times. Haha. Yeah, Ray. Egg shaker practice. It's not exactly a new tune, Michael. I mean, it's new-ish. Um, it's called House Carpenter. It's another one of those cool old songs that Ireland usually lays claim to. It's probably 17th or 19th century. I like it lots. I think I'm going to keep it. And I might just keep those verses. With a lot of these old folk songs, there's a ton more verses, and I kind of want to keep the ones that I'm working with now because they're a little more hopeful. Some of the versions, you find out that the guy who came back and entices his true love away is actually the devil, and it just gets worse. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a Lord Randall song, just, gender switch. Anyway. Yeah, it's a cool one. There's a really great version, a gorgeous, haunting version by Mercure. She's often known for extreme metal, and she's Danish. And a couple years ago, she came out with a really cool album called Folksange, and it's all these cool folk songs on traditional Norse instruments. So, Misha, you might want to check that out. It's real cool. I'll send you a link later if I don't remember, remind me. Yeah, I mean, you might be right, Judith. The devil could have a true love. I don't know. I guess that depends on how open your theology is. I don't think it's that nice in a lot of the songs, but sure, that'd be cool. Ah. Yeah. Take these seeds with you as you go. May they line your pocket with memory to remind us when you've gone. You can leave something of beauty. Leave us bright echoes of your passing. Stalks unbent and petals shining of the strength that meant you here. Sunflowers unfold in the dawning. Set the fields ablaze in golden hue. Let them follow sun till blooming. Sky above, yellow flowers below. From east to west grow resolutely. heads bowed till the morning. Day they'll shine, unfurl and seek the sun. We'll recall the price of planting. Take these seeds with you as you go. May they line your pocket with memory to remind us when you've gone. You can leave something of beauty. And that is for the encouragement and strength of the Ukrainian people. Yeah, 100 days. In the recesses of deepest watches of overwhelmed, surrounded by traces of can remove the tendrils of dreadful certainty of clouded judgment of and the stakes are much too close to call. Every choice is wrong. None go left unharmed. Shadows grow in us. Can't afford to trust. Pull back on the frame. Just what Reality remains. Hurt runs in our way. No matter how good or great, the way our head for us unstained. Trusting to the storehouse of the mind, my words coruscant. Clarity of sparkling memories unbroken. Curated by will and curiosity. Things read and shared and seen retrieved. Images that once seemed clear are blurring. Perceptions clouded with uncertainty. More lost gains as it all slips away. The picture distorted. So much seen, but with unfocusing goes unheeded. Storehouse of the mind, dusty. My will dimmed and blurred on the edge. Out of touch, can't retrieve. Out of reach. Out of touch, can't retrieve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you think of more stuff that was fun about
More stuff
yeah,
that was
New
fun.
Jersey Ren Fair?
Well, there's a lot of cool vendors there.
Yeah, there was good commerce. What was one of your favorite stands to peruse?
Oh, I don't have the card. Well, I don't have the card for that one. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
You mean
Sorry.
like the
I wasn't prepared for all this. I'm really bad at not preparing.
Well, maybe we'll remember a little later. And I'll talk a little about it was cool seeing Roundtable perform, the jousting company that works
Oh
at
yeah, the
New Jersey.
horses.
Gorgeous horses.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little hard. We weren't standing in the best place acoustically to hear any of the lines, but the knights moved real well. The horses were, I thought, incredibly well disciplined for how close the
Yeah.
audience was and like all the distractions. So like I got to be a squire for Noble Cause in 2020,
Yep.
and you know, it was there were times that the horses really didn't like the snapping of the flags and weren't really excited about some of the stuff that was happening in the audience. And you know, there was a much larger buffer zone between Noble Cause's horses and these horses. So like
Yeah, you're kind of like right there
yeah,
at the run, and it's kind of interesting.
yeah, yeah, like I thought that surprised me how close everything was. So
Yeah.
a new sponsor, you know,
Those shops.
it'd be nice if we had a new sponsor, Misha, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
unhappy with the sponsors we have.
It's true.
And speaking of sponsors, you know, you fine people are our sponsors because when you get a subscription here, which a really great thing to do with Twitch, if you haven't, if you happen to be an Amazon Prime subscriber, one of your benefits is you get a free Twitch subscription to the channel of your choice. And I would be honored if you would pick mine. Why would you do that, you say? Well, for one, you get ad-free viewing of replays. And for another, you get a lot of really cool emotes that I haven't seen lately, but I'm sure will start to pop up now that I've mentioned them. Because I know there are people who have used their subscriptions for the emotes, or you could use channel points. So if you've been watching this channel, you have been steadily racking up channel points. So you can actually unlock the emotes that way too. So we did see Robin Hood, Judith, and I was really happy with the casting and the scenario. It was really cool. They did. I mean, I can say it now because they're closed, so I'm not spoiling anything for anybody. But there was like a really cool time travel thing. So, you know, the Merry Men and Robin Hood showed up, and Sheriff of Nottingham and some of his mercenaries showed up, and it was fun. I mean, the cast was really cool. There were some familiar faces, and there were some people that were new to me. So yeah, we had a great time. Really cool thing. If you're ever in the New Jersey area while their stuff is going on, I think they're usually like this year it was last week of May, first week of June. I think that's normal for them, but hopefully they'll have a longer season next year, and maybe we'll get to like all hang out there. So that'd be cool. But yeah.
Judith asks, "What did the store? What did the store sell?" Say that a lot. Well, the one was the
Roma-inspired fashions. So like really cool, flowy robes.
I just don't know how to say it, and then I don't want to mispronounce it. Honestly, that's really the problem. So maybe I'll just throw it in the chat.
Yeah, do that. Link it up, and then go forth and buy it. It looked like.
I think it's kind of like a buy on site because their
Oh, they don't do it online.
No, that's the trick about it. So everything was really like basically sold out of the sizes that I wanted because it was already the second weekend in New Jersey. And if Vanessa's still in the chat, she probably knows exactly the stand I'm talking about because they were at PA last year at the end of the year.
Yeah. I mean,
And I
if
was
you've
like,
seen
oh my God.
if you've seen Thomas Newendel or Alex Karlov perform, their costumes look like they probably came from there. I might be wrong, but anyway. Togas. No, Lindsay, not togas. Although those are relatively flowy, and that actually does fit with the History of the World Part 1 theme that we talked about earlier. So there you go. Well, just a few short months ago, well, I don't know about you all, but we were complaining about how cold it was. And now that it's getting warm, I'm going to play this song so we savor the heat. All hail to the days that merit all praise than all the rest of the year, and welcome the nights that double delights, as well for the poor as the peer. Sweet blessings attend each merry man's friend, that doth but the best that he may, forgetting all wrongs with poems and songs to drive the cold winter away. 'Tis ill for the mind to anger incline, to think of small injuries now. If wrath be to seek, don't lend her thy cheek, don't let her inhabit thy brow. Cross out of thy books malevolent looks, both beauty and youth's decay, and spend the long nights in honest delights to drive the cold winter away. This time of the year is spent in the cheer, with neighbors together to meet, to sit by the fire with friendly desire, with others in love to breathe. All grudges forgot are put in the pot, all sorrows aside they lay. The old and the young doth carol this song to drive the cold winter away.
Yeah, you can still sit by the fire. I think we've had this conversation. It's June now, but
Hey, I saw some fire pits today.
it's perfect weather. I had a fire over Memorial Day when I was watching Jeremy's parents' dog, and she came and sat by the fire with me, and it was really nice. And it was pretty good weather before the heat wave of Memorial Day. But yeah, summer fires are amazing, just as much as winter fires.
It drives the bugs away.
It drives the bugs away. It does.
Especially when the wood's a little green and we're trying desperately to get the fire going so we can have some delicious beef and barley stew. Oh, yeah. Well, I've got some more songs. Oh, no. That's what I meant. Alas, my love, you do me wrong to cast me off discourteously, for I have loved you well and long, delighting in your company. Greensleeves was all my joy, Greensleeves was my delight, Greensleeves was my heart of gold, and who but my lady Greensleeves? Your vows you've broken like my heart, oh why did you so enrapture me? Now I remain in a world apart, but my heart remains in captivity. Greensleeves was my heart of gold, and who but my lady Greensleeves? If you intend thus to disdain, it does the more enrapture me, and even so I still remain a lover in captivity. Greensleeves was all my joy, Greensleeves was my delight, Greensleeves was my heart of gold, and who but my lady Greensleeves? Well, I will pray to God on high that thou my constancy may see, and yet that once before I die, then one to love me. Greensleeves was all my joy, Greensleeves was my delight, Greensleeves was my heart of gold, and who but my lady Greensleeves? Greensleeves, now farewell, adieu. To God I pray to prosper thee, for I am still thy lover true. Come once again and love me. Greensleeves was all my joy, Greensleeves was my delight, Greensleeves was my heart of gold, and who but my lady Greensleeves?
Yes, Greensleeves. I agree with you, Matt. Greensleeves. So good.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of a shame Henry wasn't a better husband than he was a songwriter, but I guess you can't have everything. No, that's no good. We'll workshop that. Oh, I don't know. So, I don't know if you're still tuned in, Rachel, but this is for you if you are. It's a Bainbridge town in the county down one morning in July. Down a Blythe Green came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so neat from her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Sure a coaxing elf, and I shook myself to be sure she was standing there. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met in the county down. As she onward sped, I shook my head with a feeling quite rare, and I said, says I, to a passer-by, who's that girl with the nut brown hair? He smiled at me, and with pride says he, she's the gem of old Ireland's crown, young Rosie McCann from the banks of the Bann, and the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met in the county down. She'd a soft brown eye and a look so sly, and a smile like a rose in June, and you held each note from her auburn throat as she melted the melting tunes. At the pattern dance she'd be in a trance as she skipped through a jiggle reel. When her eyes she'd roll and she'd lift your soul, and your heart she would likely steal. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid maid I've seen, like the fair Colleen that I met in the county town. At the harvest fair she'll be surely there, and I'll dress in my Sunday clothes, with my hat cocked right and my shoes shine bright, for a smile from the nut brown rose. No also yoke, no pipe I'll smoke, till the rust in my plough turn brown, and a smiling bride by my own fireside sits the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met in the county town. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met in the county town.
Done.
You like that?
Yeah. What we got?
Well,
Are we coming to the end?
I got good news and bad news.
Oh, no.
But first, a word from our sponsor. Hey, some of you are subscribers over at jeremygrafemusic.com website. And I'll say that again more clearly, jeremygrafemusic.com. Why is that good, you might ask? I'll tell you why. For $5 a month, less than the cup of, less than a fancy latte at your favorite coffee store, you can get unlimited access to special exclusive VODs, that's video on demand, of this very live stream, in addition to some really cool background stuff, and access to my entire catalog of music, which right now is 4 albums, and I've had some delays getting some other ones out, but I'm going to be putting some new stuff out really soon. We're a little bit hung up on some stuff, and some freelancer folks that I hired with subscriber money had some other deadlines, and I got pushed back. So about the same as a gallon of gas. That's actually true, and you'll get a lot of mileage out of that. Thank you for that, Vanessa. So anyway, join us over on jeremygrafemusic.com. It's a good time. I promise there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff coming in really, really soon. Bugger? Why bugger?
Meaning like the gas is so expensive.
Ah, yes, gas is very expensive.
She's commenting on Vanessa's comment.
Yeah. Hey, Judith, how's public transit in Australia? I suspect it's probably similar to the United States, which is almost non-existent outside of a major city. Well, anyway, it's been a really frustrating couple of years, and some of us have experienced, most of us, I think, have experienced, in addition to the general milieu, have experienced some personal crisis as well. And I wrote this song for all of us, because who doesn't need a little bit of renewal when things seem really shitty? So this song is about the magical phoenix. This is no victory for Thanatos. Release from burdens that slowed my flight. The end is the beginning, restores my light. From the ashes I'll rise to a new stage of life. I make break for what's lost, burn to ash and then rise, burning up in a day. You took fire's embrace. This isn't the end, only a change. From the ashes I'll rise to a new stage of life. I may grieve for what's lost, burn to ash and then rise, burning up in a day. You took fire's embrace. This isn't the end, only a change. Well, hey, friends. I'm Jeremy Grafe. Thanks for hanging out with House Elf 1 and I at the Wandering Bard on your Monday night. Hopefully, everything is reasonably sane and safe in your little corner of the world right now. I will probably see some of you Thursday night at Volgamut Live. But for now, I am signing off, and I will see you next Monday for sure at 8 p.m. Eastern right here at the Wandering Bard. Until then, love you all. Good night.